Hey YouTube, it's Erin, and I am the Handbag Housewife, and I'm back again with another video. Today's video is going to be a Saint Laurent shopping vlog, although I took mostly pictures when I was at the Saint Laurent in Waikiki, Hawaii. And because I took mostly pictures, I'm going to go ahead and explain what I'm seeing to you as I show you the pictures. I did want to offer one thing up to you real quick before we got started, and that would be the Rodarte bag that I've had for sale for a while now. It shocks me that this beauty has not sold. It is a design that Coach did with Rodarte, and I paid $500 for it, but I'm lowering the price from $375 down to $275. If anybody wants this beauty with the leather sequins and rivets on it by Coach, please reach out to me on Instagram or through my email, which you will find down in the description box of each and every one of my videos. This is a gorgeous bag. It's all leather. It's leather lined. And this is the chain it came with. It's a chunky, super nice, very high quality chain. So again, reach out to me if you're interested. I paid $500. I'm asking $275 for this beauty. So I'm getting ready to go into Saint Laurent, and they may or may not let me film when I'm inside. But you can see a whole lot from the outside because of all of the windows. They have some loulous there. There's one in the middle that has kind of a material. I'm not really sure what that is, but that's kind of cool. There's Sherilyn. I don't know what these bucket bags are, so I'm gonna figure out what those are when I go inside. Kind of remind me of a Picotin. I kind of feel like most of the stuff here I've already showed you recently at Chicago, maybe with a few exceptions. I mean, most of the styles were even at the outlet, not all of them, but it'll be interesting to see if I can find anything new. That's cool. There's like an Icare tote there in a raffia. I'm wearing a swimsuit and a cover up because I headed over here from the pool. This is our last day. We've got some Nikki bags, and I do not remember the name of this bag. I think that those are like a Kate style, and then again, I'm not sure if that's a new one. So the first thing we are going to look at is going to be the Toy Loulou Puffer. And this bag is one that I've tried my items in and found that they didn't fit super well, but I've sort of changed what I carry, and I think it would probably work now. They have redesigned the top, as you can see in the photographs. They have made it so where it looks like the small loulou, with the exception that the grommets are placed side to side instead of front to back. So essentially, the grommets on the new Toy Loulou Puffer are placed like this, like the small loulou, and this is my small loulou in dark beige, but they placed the grommet side to side instead of front to back. And that allows you to have two adjustments in terms of the length of the strap. When you wear it crossbody, you can either pull up the outside or the inside, and there is a couple inches difference in the drop between those two choices. And I do have the small loulou here to show you. My small loulou is in the same color that I tried on the Toy Loulou Puffer on in store, and the Toy Loulou Puffer was in this dark honey color. It's also called Meal, which means honey, M-I-E-L. And as you can see, my small puffer has the double grommets on each side with the double shoulder breaks. I'm going to plop a picture of the old model in right now that I also got from the store. This is a model that only goes crossbody or long shoulder, and this is how the Toy Loulou Puffer was originally designed. I thought I would actually prefer the single way of having the strap to the double way, but when I was in store, I actually preferred the double way. Now, keep in mind, they are going to charge you more for the new design, as we can expect with any upgrade that these designer houses do. The new price is $24.50 versus $22.90 for the old style. They do offer a 10% discount in Hawaii, but you have to be there to get it. They do not ship their items to the continental United States at that discount. If they ship it to you, it's going to be the price that you would pay in the continental United States. However, I will tell you that when I visited Dior, I did find out that they will ship at the Hawaii prices to the continental United States. You just have to pay a shipping fee of $60 if your purchase is less than $5,000, and then you also have to pay your local tax rate. And that's one of the advantages of shopping in Hawaii, is getting that low tax rate of 4.72%. I think that's what it is. Don't hold me to the exact like 0.0 something percent. My local tax rate is actually like 4.225%. So I don't mind having items shipped to me if I decide to purchase something from the Dior Hawaii location. But at this point, I am not going to do that. So the next batch of bags I'm going to show you are the Icare totes. I had never seen these in person. They are quite large. I got to try them on, which is exciting. And I'm going to insert pictures of each of the three that I got to see as I'm talking to you. The first one I looked at was the one in raffia, and it has vegetable tanned leather behind the YSL. That was something that they pointed out to me. The other thing that they pointed out to me was that the clutch on the raffia version was actually more of a clutch because it does have the Saint Laurent or YSL emblem on the clutch with a little golden chain, while the pouch that comes with the other versions does not have those accents, which makes it less formal if you want to use it as a clutch. The other two versions of the Icare tote are the original black lambskin version, and then also a newer version in nubuck. And nubuck is a suede-like material that has a shorter cut to the fibers that make it. So you have to almost get really close to even know that it's not a finished outer material. It feels a lot like leather feels when it's been treated, and a lot less like suede feels because of how short the cut is. But when you look up close, you can tell. And for me, that scares me. The nubuck does, because I think that it would stain and mark very easily. So for me, if I was to buy one of the Icare totes, which I won't because of the price tag and because I just don't use totes all that often, but if I were to buy one of the Icare totes, I would buy the lambskin one first, followed by the raffia. I really liked the raffia, but I feel like I just wouldn't use that because I live in the Midwest and I don't live on the beach. If I lived on the beach, my goodness, that would be an amazing bag, not necessarily to carry to the beach, but to go shopping with or to lug around things, because if you were in that climate, it would just make a lot more sense to carry a bag in that material. So the next bag I'm going to show you is the Bea tote. And the Bea tote is made out of deer skin, which is supple and durable. According to the sales associates at the Saint Laurent store in Hawaii, it is a extremely nice material to feel. It was very soft, and the bag itself is very floppy, and you can notice in the pictures that I'm showing you that it does offer the option to tie from the sides towards the middle. And so it's kind of like the Neverfull in the sense that it cinches in, but rather than having the cinches pull in from the sides, it ties together in the middle, and then you flop the emblem over the top and secure the emblem in a notch on the front of the bag. So it's kind of a two-step process if you want to do the cinching and the closure, but I could see just leaving it wide open and having the closure flop over and not necessarily having the L hook into the notch on the front. But it was a very soft tote, and I don't know the price on it. I'll try to look it up actually so that I can put it in right here. But it was a very soft tote, and I could see it being very handy if you like to carry tote bags around, because the leather, the deer skin, did feel quite luscious in my opinion. So there is another tote option for you from Saint Laurent. So the next portion of the video is going to focus on the small loulou bag. There was one I showed you from the back side when I was walking around the store at the beginning, and the material looked different than what I was used to. I've seen the small loulou in like a canvas when I was at the outlet mall, but I have 4 leather small loulou bags. I have this one in dark beige here with me right at this moment. And I also went ahead and pulled my sea turquoise small loulou down as well. So I just figured I would give you some eye candy during this video since we were talking about that particular style. The one in the pictures now, it's actually a cotton material. I thought it might be a jersey type material, but it's actually a cotton material and it's in a white color. I don't know the name of the shade, if they call it crema soft or if they call it vintage blanc or what the heck they call it, but it looked pretty white to me and it would terrify me to own that bag. I actually really enjoy my leather small loulous, and I don't think I'm going to venture out into other materials. The only venturing I have done into other materials with Saint Laurent is in my denim loulou puffer bag, which I have right here. I love this bag, but one of the reasons I love it is because when denim gets aged and it gets a little bit rough around the edges, I actually think that looks good. I mean, heck, we pay more for denim that has the roughening up around the edges, the knees, etc. We pay more for that than we do for just plain old denim. So I don't mind if this bag gets a little bit of wear, but if that white small loulou got a little bit of wear, that would bother me. One interesting thing I found out when I was in the store, actually one among many, was that the loulou bag was inspired by a person and was essentially a muse for Saint Laurent, who doubled as a jewelry designer for him for about 30 years. And so that's kind of the backstory behind the loulou bag. Since we're on the topic of the Saint Laurent loulou, I did want to bring out my black small loulou bag. I got this bag for an absolute steal on eBay. It was $1,200 or $1,300 when all is said and done, and these retail I think for $29.50 now. I got a base shaper for it from M Boutique Australia. This is in the gold color, and M Boutique Australia generously sent this to me. I'm gonna put my discount code and my link down in the description box. Actually, it's just their regular website, but if you do use my discount code, I get a small percentage of the sale. I did so many videos about M Boutique Australia before I was ever partnered with them because I love these base shapers so much. Not only does it give your bag the structure that it needs sometimes, it also just makes your bag way easier to see inside. If you pick a color that contrasts with the lining, which is what I did here, you can see I picked gold because of the antique brass hardware, and I think it's just a really nice pop of color in the bottom of the bag. I absolutely love my Zumani inserts, but for the loulou style, I feel like there's so much organization in the bag, and with the lining being black, I don't feel like the lining needs protection, and I have plenty of organization that Saint Laurent provided me all on their own. So just having these base shapers, I really like because it keeps the bottom from sagging. And so there you go. There's my new set of M Boutique Australia base shapers in my new black Saint Laurent loulou. The next couple of bags I'm going to show you, they kind of resemble each other in a way, at least now they do, and that would be the Jamie bag and the Nikki bag. The Jamie bag now comes in 2 sizes, the large and the small, and then the Nikki bag I believe comes in the baby and the medium size. There may be a bigger size, but I'm not so sure about that. But I did take pictures of the baby Nikki next to the small Jamie, and they kind of have a similar aesthetic in that they're both sort of slouchy. But the Nikki bag, at least the ones that I was looking at, it was in that sort of crinkled calfskin with a coating on it, and the Jamie bag was in the suede for the large size, and then the small size was in a super luxurious lambskin. and I loved the feel of that lambskin on the Jamie bag. I'm not sure which of these two I prefer. I think I would give the edge in terms of aesthetics to the Nikki bag over the Jamie, but it's a tough call, and both bags would be extremely functional in my opinion. The Jamie bag in the large size is a bit too big for me. I didn't even try it on, but the other two are both very proportionate to what I like to wear, and I think that they're both great options. If you like the look of the bag, they certainly feel good when you're wearing them. So the next two bags we are going to cover are both in the color Sea Salt, which I absolutely loved that shade. And in a minute here, I'll show you a comparison of what that Sea Salt color looks like compared to Crema Soft. But in the meantime, the two bags I want to show you are the 7 and the 37. And the 7, he told me how to say the name of it. It's called like Laurent Cassette or Laurent Cassette. I think that's how it goes, but it was like so hard to pronounce. I'm just going to do the number that's associated with the bag. And so the first one is number 7. I'm going to insert pictures as I talk, but number 7 is sort of a hobo style, and it has an adjustable shoulder. It's very floppy and very soft, and I absolutely loved it in this sea salt color. It really can only be worn on the shoulder, but it was super comfortable and just the perfect size in my opinion. I really liked that bag. And the next one would be the number 37, and it is a bucket style bag. I tried this bag on Crossbody and I really liked how it went. And the way that the Saint Laurent emblem flops across the top for the closure is the same on both the number 7 and the number 37. And the way that the YSL emblem flopped over the top of the number 37, it really reminded me of the Picotin bag by Hermes. It has that same simplicity to it, but it has the crossbody strap, which is fantastic because the Picotin doesn't offer that option. It's really just handheld. So I love that with the number 37, you can carry it either with that top handle or you can wear it crossbody. So both of these bags are excellent options. They both have what's considered kind of the Cassandra logo on them. And Cassandra was a famous graphic designer for Saint Laurent. And so that's kind of where that name comes from. Whenever the bags have the emblem that looks like that and you see that name on the website. Also, this next bag is called the Manhattan bag, and the front of it is actually meant to look like the Manhattan skyline. It's a shoulder bag. It's really only meant to be that way. That's sort of a Parisian design element, and I thought this bag was gorgeous. It did sort of remind me of a briefcase a bit, and it seems more formal, like more of a work bag. So it wouldn't necessarily work for me, but I really loved the aesthetics of it. It's in the color Crema Soft. And if you'll look at it from the front, it does sort of give me Hermes Kelly vibes, but it's totally different because it is a shoulder bag with a kind of a thicker strap. And so design wise, the bag is a different shape, but I guess it's sort of the buckling mechanism, which is the Manhattan skyline element. That sort of reminds me of the Kelly. The next thing I tried was the Mini Lou camera bag. Now, if you'll notice, they have switched the Mini Lou's design up a little bit. It no longer has a tassel for a zipper pull. And I really appreciate that change because for me, that was kind of holding me back from that style. The other thing that held me back from that style was that it's really petite, it's really small. But I do think it's an excellent grab and go bag when you don't need very much. And I do think the chain strap is quite beautiful. You might also notice that the leather is smooth, and that is something that Saint Laurent is doing, is they're moving away from the grain de poudre finish, which you can see here on my wallet. They're moving away from this finish to different leathers, and the leather on the one that I tried on was a smooth leather. I do have a photograph of that bag up against the sea salt color, so I'll put that in here. The Mini Lou camera bag is in the Crema Soft color, and then of course the other bag that I'm showing you, the number 7, is in the sea salt color. So you can tell the difference. The sea salt color is really a grayish sort of taupey shade, and it's so pretty. So the next bag I want to talk about is the Lou camera bag. I have 2 Lou camera bags, one in the black and one in the dusty gray color. I took photos of the black one they had in store. If you'll notice in the photographs, their black one even domed up a little bit, but theirs does not have the tassel anymore, so they removed that feature, and they also added a back pocket, which I'm sure you guys, if you follow Saint Laurent, know that that's a change that happened, but I didn't know that they had also eliminated the tassel. So it seems like the tassels are going out, but luckily this is removable, so I can take it off myself if I want, and I don't mind having it on this bag. I've actually clipped it on with an O-ring because I didn't like it floating loose on the strap as it was intended to do. The final section I looked at were the wallet on chains and the wristlets. And I did try on the large wallet on chain. What I found out was that the strap on that one is shorter. So wearing it crossbody, you can see it sits up high on my body, which I didn't love that. And also the price tag on that has went up substantially. There it was $17.90. I've seen it even higher on some of the other websites I've checked it out on, but it was $17.90 there with 10% off that price. So it worked out to be like 16 something, as you can see in the photograph where I have the wallet on chain laying next to the calculator. So I became interested in looking at also the wristlets. The wristlets were a huge thing on YouTube, I guess a year or maybe 2 ago when they came out. They were in the $600 range. Now they are either $7.95 or $8.25, I believe, whether you get the chevron style, like the V style quilting versus the mixed quilting. And those are comparable in size to the large wok. They're not as wide, and I have a picture I'm going to put in here. They're not as wide, but they're taller, and they don't have a center divider. So the capacity of them, because they don't have the center divider inside, is similar to the large wok. They do come with a wristlet strap, as you can see in the photograph where I'm holding it, and they also are convertible. There are all sorts of conversion kits out there so that you can make that little wristlet into a going out bag, and so that's something you can consider. Because the price tag on that is $7.95 versus either $17.90 or $19.50 depending on where I'm looking on the web. I feel like I'm seeing the larger wok at that higher $19.50 price tag, and the small size I've been finding for $17.90. Now when they were pricing them for me at the Hawaii location, I think they were saying the large was $17.90 minus the 10%. So all of that is a lot to swallow. That's a lot of money for a special occasion type bag, unless you're just a wok kind of girl all day long every day. I think that that's a lot of money for something like that. So the wristlet really did seem like a much better value to me. And it's definitely something to consider. So with all that said, I think it's a wrap. I think I've showed you pretty much everything I saw in the store, and I hope it's been helpful and enjoyable to you. I had a fantastic time visiting with the staff at the Hawaii Waikiki location of Saint Laurent. They were awesome and provided me with so much information. My dog is wading through my handbags on the floor underneath me and shaking my camera. So I apologize for that, but I did want to ask you, if you did like this video, to please give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Do it and ring the notification bell so that you are notified of future exciting content such as this. Also, go find me on Instagram. The name there's the same. It's the @ then the Handbag Housewife, all lowercase. You can DM me there, or you can email me at thehandbaghousewife@gmail.com. If I don't hear from you, I will see you again real soon. Take care and have a fabulous day. Bye.